What's good, yo? Welcome to my review for Scary Movie 6. Finally got to see the film, man. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know I did a double feature for this film with this and Obsession. I recorded Scary Movie review first because that one I just watched. I want that one fresh in my mind. And like I said, I might mention previously, I've seen the ending of Obsession like 5 or 6 times because I'm working at the theater watching it. So I'm like, that movie, I'm a bit more, my memory's a bit more stand locked in for that one, so I felt like I might as well do Scary Movie 6 and then do my review for Obsession, because this one I saw last. This one is the one I saw last, and you know, it's the fresh in my mind. Want to keep my memory fresh as well. Obsession, like I said, I've seen the movie a handful of times, or at least rather than the last 10 to 20 minutes of it, a handful of times. So my memory, my thoughts are kind of locked in with that one, so I want to get this one done first, while it's still fresh in my mind. Anyway, so I got to see a double feature at the theater I work with, at the theater I work at, man, which is cool, man. If you guys are a long time subscribers, you guys remember the last time I did a double feature was when I saw Hereditary along with Ocean's 8. I want to say this was back in 2018, and kind of funny that I kind of do the same thing of a horror movie with a comedy in a sense, seeing, you know, Obsession, which I feel like if I hadn't seen the movie in theaters like 4 or 5 times to begin with initially, just from working at the theater, and then like when I got to see like one time I got to see like the last like 40-ish minutes of the movie, because of and it was like going a bit longer than what my listing had it going for. So I got to see like the last 40 minutes when I was watching it. I was like, holy shit, this is insane. If I feel like if I watched it all the way one to the end and I didn't really get my experience spoiled by watching the ending so many times in that, I probably would have been coming at this being like this, having a theater experience, like what I did when I saw Hereditary. Because if you guys remember when I saw my review for Hereditary, bro, you guys know I could not. I was a changed man, man. The man that entered that theater and left that theater was not the same person when I got to see Hereditary, man. Easily one of the greatest theater experiences of my life was seeing Hereditary when I didn't know anything about it. One of my high school teachers says like, hey man, you should go check out this movie Hereditary. It's insane, it's good. And I watched, I was like, what the fuck, mind blown. And easily it's become one of my all-time favorite horror movies now. Seriously. Anyway, so yeah, we'll talk about Obsession later, man. Want to talk about the Scary Movie first. Anyway, so you guys know I'm a big fan of Scary Movie, man, and if you guys have been long-time subscribers and I'm watching my reviews for Scream 5 and Scream 6, I have been clamoring and begging for Scary Movie to return alongside Scream, because it feels weird that you have one, but without, it kind of feels wrong to have one without the other. It feels like Scary Movie and Scream are kind of like a package deal, man. They complement one another. And so obviously when it got announced that Scary Movie 6 was coming out, man, obviously I was ecstatic. Comes out the same year as Scream 7. So if you ask me, all is right with the world finally, because these movies because Scary Movie is finally back. And overall, man, I fucking love the movie, man. I was dying constantly to the movie, man. I was laughing my ass off, man. I had a blast in the theater, man. It's kind of weird because it seems like there's movies a bit more contentious, because I've seen some people that I follow on Letterboxd give the movie lower scores. Even my friend Cerberus told me that the movie is one of the least funniest things he ever saw. I don't know what he was. Maybe he secretly was watching Scary Movie 5 or something, you know, and thought he was watching Scary Movie 6. I don't know, because I was howling during this movie, man. Like, obviously, if you are easily offended, this is not the film for you. This movie is very offensive. It tackles every group. Trans people, black people, DEI, white people, you name it. They are attacked, and they are joked about in some form or fashion. But yeah, man, I love this movie. Anyway, let's just jump right. So the movie is directed by Michael Titus? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And stars, of course, Marlon Wayans, Shawn Wayans, Anna Faris, I've said her name right, Regina Hall, and many more. And also, of course, there's also one person I have to shout out in this film, man. Because, good Lord, she is a baddie. Ruby Snowbird, if I'm pronouncing her name right, man. She plays the girlfriend of the jock guy in this movie. I don't even know if she was in the trailers, man, but like, bro, she fine as hell, bro. I was like, God damn, bro. Let me tell you guys, I've never followed a woman's Instagram so fast in my life. Because, bro, throwing in the Roman Reigns clip, man, she fine, man. I was like, God damn. Every time she was on screen, man, I was a happy man, man. I was just staring at her. Because goddamn, she fine. Anyway, back to the movie, man. But yeah, she fine. She's good in the movie too, but damn, she fine. Anyway, so yeah. So obviously the cast is great, man. Obviously all the returning cast members from the first 4 movies, 4 movies, whatever you want to consider it as, man, with the Marlon Wayans and like 2 afters where they kept Sydney and Brenda. They're great, man. The new cast members, I think they brought in there, man, were pretty funny as well, man. Especially like the white guy that's meant to play, I'm forgetting his name, but the guy that Huey played in Scream 5, that was the boyfriend. He was pretty funny. He also plays a few other characters, man. Like he also plays like the white guy from Sinners, the vampires, man, do some gay shit. You know, he was pretty fun too. I think out of all the new cast members, obviously besides Ruby, she was probably, oh damn, this also has a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. Lamau. Of course, the critics don't like it. They ain't got no sense of humor, man. Honest, you have me. If you do not find this movie funny, you have no sense of humor. That's my honest opinion. Anyway, as I was saying, he was probably my favorite cast member of the new cast. He was very funny, man. And like, bro, everything gets spoofed, man. Of course, you got Scream 5 is like the main one that the movie is built around. Scream 6, surprised they also squeezed in there at the start when they did the opening of Scream 6 for the opening of this movie, man, which was pretty funny as well. Final Destination, Bloodlines got in there, man. Of course, you got Longlegs, which I actually personally really enjoyed that film. Me personally, man, I can see why a lot of people don't like it and think it's dumb, pretentious, a wannabe Silence of the Lambs. Well, it's definitely nowhere near good as Silence of the Lambs. I thought it was a great movie personally, and I had a blast, and I was thoroughly enjoyed the film when I saw it on Hulu. I want to say in October last year. I might have saw it somewhere in between that, man. But I personally loved Longlegs, man. I thought it was a fantastic film. That's just my opinion. Anyway, that's in there, man. Of course, you got Megan in there as well. I think The Substance was the one where the stuff come from. Which is a film I haven't seen yet, man. But I was definitely kind of curious about it now. Surprisingly, seemingly they throw in It Follows. It Follows gets a mention, man. K-pop Demon Hunters is also parody in this film, which is probably obviously Sinners gets a couple scenes as well, man. A lot of modern horror movies getting there. It Follows was kind of the shock, but I did not think they would be going that far back for It Follows, man. I mean, that's a banger film, so I'm kind of glad they did, but I was definitely kind of surprised that they went that far back to also end up including that film as well. So that was a pleasant surprise when they, and also of course Get Out. The Get Out one's pretty funny. The Get Out one was really funny, man. But yeah, obviously the comedy is great, man. And like I said, I was thoroughly laughing my ass off, man. Especially one of my favorites, one that Shrimp had me dying in the theater, where I just straight up could not breathe, was the one which I saw in the trailers where, I think Shawn Wayans was his name? Yeah, Ray, he goes into that church, which is obviously a reference to Sinners. He goes in there, man, and does that whole scene, man. That whole scene, man, had me dying in the theater, man. I don't want to get too deep, I don't want to get into spoilers or what was actually there, but that one had me dying with what he was doing with that mic, man. It had me die, man. I was laughing hysterically, man. So yeah, that's good. The music's also pretty good as well, man. The score is nothing crazy, but there was actually some really cool songs, a couple of them in the score, man, that I really enjoyed. Like I said, the various references and parodies of the film were phenomenal, man. And how they kind of weave them in and out, and like some of the creative ways they go without them, man. Like the one they do for Longlegs that takes place during the mid-credits scene, during the mid-credits, man, that one was funny as well, man. That was the one that I always had a blast watching when I was cleaning the theater for Scary Movie 6, man. I would watch that one, man. That one always got me to laugh, man. Don't know why they made one of his hands small, because I remember in Longlegs movie, there anything being about Nicolas Cage having like a smaller hand on one of them or not. Don't know what the story behind that one was. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I think it's about all I got for my pros with the film, man. Very funny. Loved it, man. Had a blast, man. The comedy was on point constantly, man. But yeah. As far for negatives of a film, one, Ruby should have way more screen time, first of all, but, jokes aside. I will say my main problem, with this movie is that this one feels very disconjointed in its plot. Now, Scary Movie has never been known to have an amazing story in any of the films, whether they were done by the Wayans or weren't. But I feel like even those earlier films, like at least maybe 1, 2, and maybe 3, and probably also 4, hell, maybe even 5 as well. I haven't seen most of these in like years. But I will say, I feel like even those movies felt more of like a conjoined plot where everything felt connected in some way. This movie really feels like a bunch of like SNL style skits stapled together into like trying to make a cohesive movie, because the movie kind of be jumping all over the place, but in terms of the characters, man, jumping from one bit to the next, and it really doesn't really come together all that well. It does feel very disconnected disconnected with one another. Like, it does not feel like this is one cohesive narrative. It does feel like a bunch of random skits parroting other horror movies stapled together, in a sense, man. Because they really be bouncing all over the place with some of these scenes in the movie, man. I will say that much. But besides that, man, I had a blast with the film. And if you loved the scary movies previously, man, you'll obviously love this film as well. If you are offended by those movies, you will be offended by this film. Probably even more so. But yeah, man, I had a blast, man. I don't know if this is the one and done for Scary Movie, because we know Scream itself is going to continue with a new trilogy with Sydney and her daughter. I don't know if the Wayans are going to make more scary movies that coincide with the latest Scream movie, or if this was a one and done for them. Whether it is or isn't, man, I'm satisfied, and I'm happy that Scary Movie is back finally, and it came out the same year as a Scream movie, man. Like I said, all is right with the world, if you ask me, because of this, man. But anyway, guys, overall, I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me as always if you feel like it. Links are across below, and as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.